Wah 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 wah. It's Christmas. Hello. Love the hat. Thank you. Yes, it's my I think I someone like left this at one of the gas stations that I worked at. And so this is like my only Christmas hat. It's Happy Holidays Star Wars edition. So anyway, thanks for the compliment. That's quite nice. Hi everybody. There's already super chats in the chat. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas and happy super chats. Hold on, let me look at them. Thank you for Salanims, who said gotta go to sleep like all good soldiers should. Merry Xmas Eve for those counted good. Yeah, I hope that you sleep good. The Europeans in chat. It's Christmas Day here in Australia. Thank you, Jessica, with the $5 Australian, who says, Happy Christmas to you all, Americans and Canadians from the future. Thank you. Hope that you're having fun in the future. I was just speaking to, we had Apostate Barbie on Chewed Gum last night. And of course, there's a little bit of time before and after the show where we were chit-chatting a little bit. And she's from New Zealand, so she's like from the place where it's summertime during Christmas, although she's an ex-Jehovah's Witness. So until she was like in her 30s, she never celebrated Christmas. So it was just like a beach holiday for her, which is kind of interesting. It's fun. Hello, Spatial Bees. Welcome to the website. Hello, hello. Oh my gosh, let me say hello to everybody. In the YouTube chat, we have Kim, Bloody Fluffy Bunny, Dolly Greaser, Shopping Cart Fox, good name, Banana Brains, Big Jerry, Carol, and Ben Jules, and Calacia. Hello, Calacia. Hello, hello, Barbara. Riffs No Leads. We got Freya. Man, we have a bumpin' YouTube chat today. Just so y'all know, I do have my website chat. That's what's on the screen here. Luxander.net/live. This is not Twitch chat. I do not dual stream to Twitch as of yet. So, but that's just for your little frame of reference. Hello, Owlwise as well. And then hello to the website chat. Shakespeare. We got Neppy, Spatial Bees, Sapphic Hazard, Nouvenal. Yeah. I have a hat that says humbug on it somewhere. Yeah, I enjoyed having Mickey on Chewed Gum last night. It was fun. It's good to have good guests. How is everyone this week? I feel like, so I have just like what I am gonna call brain fog because I don't know what else to call it. And I've been having it like pretty bad all this month and probably before that. But so basically, like, I'm a little bit photosensitive, like bright lights, not a huge fan. I dimmed this light so that it's a little bit less intense on me. I feel like lightheaded is not the right word because lightheadedness involves like some kind of like dizziness. I don't have dizziness, but I do feel like there's something going on where it's like kind of hard to visually focus and like, I don't know. It's weird. But anyway, I finally heard back about my health insurance and, I heard back in the sense that they were like, hey, we've received your application. We'll let you know. And I'm like, that doesn't mean I'll have health insurance next year. So I'm a little bit annoyed about that, but I'm just trying to chill, trying to relax. Dissociation? I don't think so. I guess it kind of is similar to that, but I feel like I've been doing a lot of some somatic work to be more in my body, and it's not like affecting this mental feeling that I'm having. I don't know. Need more fiber in your diet? Probably. Discombobulated. That is a good word to describe it. I'm feeling discombobulated. I think it's just like pretty extreme fatigue because I have not been sleeping well. Like, my neighbors have been like playing loud music with bass in it. Like imagine someone is nearby listening to music or watching TV or something and the bass from what they're listening to is reverberating through your building and up through the bed frame and through the bed mattress and through the pillow, and you can fucking hear it in your ear when you're trying to sleep at night. So I'm just not sleeping well more than usual. So I'm hoping that it's nothing more than just, oh yeah, I'm not sleeping and therefore have brain fog and fatigue, and like I crash in the middle of the afternoon. Yeah. uh Shakespeare says, I have socks that say ho 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 because I couldn't find any that said slut slut slut. True. Hi Melanie, just finished crocheting a Santa hat. Nice. I haven't crocheted in a couple months. I was working on a dress and I just haven't picked it up in a couple months. Just not been feeling it. Happy Jewel Day. Is that, yeah, Happy Yule Day? Yeah, that was a couple days ago. I'm going to be grateful, okay? Gratitude moment. We're in the darkest time of year right now, but we've passed the solstice. That was on Sunday. And now we're on the path toward brighter days. What is everybody looking forward to for the next year? Obviously we're going to stream again on Sunday. I hadn't decided whether I was going to stream on New Year's Eve itself. I guess I figured people would be busy. But so I haven't like made a decision about that yet, but what are people looking forward to for next year? Of course, like the main thing I'm looking forward to is like getting some fucking answers regarding my health, getting to see all the specialists that I want to see. I'm worried about having to fight with my providers or my insurance about getting any of that stuff covered or whatever, but you know, I'm gonna I have so many different things that I want diagnosed that I'm gonna get at least one of them diagnosed. So that's like one of the main things I'm looking forward to next year. I did some heavy for me lifts today. Now I yearn for the sleeps. Yeah. I've been working on the CHOP protocol. I feel like it's been like more than a month that I keep like attempting and then having to start over with the CHOP protocol. If you don't know, is basically like, for people with dysautonomia and orthostatic intolerance, exercise can be easier if you do it when you sit or lie down. So I will like sit here and I have my pedals under my desk. And so I'll do like a little bit of pedaling, or like you're supposed to also do a lot of like lower body training. So actually after stream today, I need to do some leg stuff. And I'll just probably do it sitting here. I'll probably go get one of my exercise bands and like put it around my legs and just sit here and do like clamshells with my legs and stuff. So, um, that's supposed to help. Supposed to help you sleep better and like all these different things. So, yeah, that's like the extent of the exercise that I'm doing. I'm not even really like standing a lot. You might notice the framing is different because usually I stand during stream, but lately I've just been like, wow, I'm too fucking tired. I am going to sit for stream, even though that encourages me to have bad posture. Looking forward to Supergirl. Okay, true. Oh, what is her name? It's Millie something. Millie Alcock. Millie Alcock. Yeah. She was in House of the Dragon. I'm certainly at this phase of my life now where I watch movies and TV kind of based on whether I like the actors or the writer. So, Millie Alcock being in Supergirl, I loved her performance in House of the Dragon, so I would look forward to seeing her in Supergirl. The Boys' final season, that's very exciting. I think that this upcoming year, okay, so actually, look, speaking of things that we're looking forward to and like TV shows and everything, this year we have the first season of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, which is a Dunk and Egg story. It's a Song of Ice and Fire, but like shorter and more about like normal people and less about like royalty and the trappings of high society and all that bullshit. It's a little bit different from Game of Thrones in that way, where it's like, let's talk about a tourney night. And the main events of this story take place around one tourney. So that's cool. And then I think also House of the Dragon season 3 in the summer, possibly. And then Invincible season 4 in probably like April. I don't think there's been an official announcement about that yet, but yeah, there's a lot of good prestige TV coming out this year. That's good. This year I convinced a doctor that I would benefit from ADHD meds, and next year I'll actually get them. High five in a box. Proud of you. I don't crochet as much as I used to, but I decided that me, my boyfriend, and my stepson needed homemade Santa hats this year. That's fair. Thing I'm looking forward to the most is finally getting my hysterectomy at the beginning of the year, just waiting for it to be scheduled at this point. Hell yeah! Season 5 of The Boys, Season 5 of Stranger Things. Yes. I love how we're all like, the thing I look forward to the most is dissociating into my favorite media. Oh boy. I'm assuming that at some point next year I'll finally make my first trip to Seattle and like see some of my friends. So there's a non-dissociative thing that I could be looking forward to. I want no more Game of Thrones media until the final book gets published. Well, they'll be waiting a while. My younger sibling was just asking me like, are you like, how do you feel about the whole waiting for the next book to come out thing? And I'm like, I'm not like really invested. It's easy enough to just assume like Winds of Winter will never come out. Like this will not be a finished series. But that there's lots of other enjoyable things that could come out in the meantime, right? Like I'll probably enjoy watching all of House of the Dragon, and I'll probably enjoy I'll probably enjoy A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. But am I really like concerning myself with what the true ending of the story is going to be? Like, not really. I'm okay with things being unfinished in that regard. Like, how many other book series have I started but not finished because the rest of the books hadn't come out yet? Like, I was reading Lemony Snicket books, the series of unfortunate events, and I mean, at the time that I was reading them, they were still actively coming out, and I think I read like 13 of those books, and then there weren't any more available, and then I just never came back around to it. So, like, if there ever was a satisfying conclusion to the story of the Beauregards, I do not know it. And yet, I live my life, and I enjoy, in retrospect, those books. I'm not going to go back and read them again, but you know what I mean? Like, the unfinished nature of a story doesn't really impact whether I'm going to have fun with it. Season 2 of Daredevil Born Again. Okay, cool. I'm sick of the massive gaps between TV seasons. Unless I really love a property like Fallout, I usually only watch shows when they've finished airing now. Yeah, I just like... I feel like I used to have that kind of attitude. And now I'm like, why would I deprive myself of something like very enjoyable if, like, especially with the big gaps. So like if, for example, someone's like, I'm not going to watch House of the Dragon until it's all out. I'm like, okay, well, it's more like a movie than it is a television show now. There's a 2-year turnaround, which for a movie is a very short amount of time. But you're talking about like 8 to 10 episode seasons of an hour each episode. That's like more than a movie. And production value is at the level of a movie. So am I really going to wait like literally a decade? Like, oh, there's season 1 House of the Dragon. 2 years later, there's another one. 2 years later, there's another one. Like, am I genuinely going to wait 8 or 10 years? And like, that's not for me. I would rather like start enjoying things concurrently with people, because that's another thing too, is like you miss out on the zeitgeist, and there's all this kind of I don't know, like having to avoid spoilers, which is annoying, and then like not being able to have an opinion when it's relevant, I think, as well, especially as a content creator, and especially as a content creator with a second channel that is about movies and TV now. Like, I want to have the option to talk about stuff as it comes out, rather than like, oh, it's been 3 years and I finally watched that TV show everybody was hollering about. My excitement is that I'll finally be seeing a highly recommended neurologist to try to figure out what ghosts are hiding in my nervous system. Finally getting back towards laser and electrolysis for hair removal. I'm so stoked for effective medical care. Hell fucking yeah. Absolutely. Yes. Yeah, getting the opportunity to see specialists. Oh, by the way, everybody, the mug brawl has begun. We have, so if you go to linemerch.com, every winter we do a mug sale that, because like ad revenue tends to drop, views and ad revenue drop in December, January, and a little bit into February. So this is kind of our way of helping make sure that we all still get paid. So it's a limited time only. Go to here, I'll pull it up so we can look. Let's look at some of the other mugs that are available. My mug, obviously, hashtag Team Lux with the little dragon tail on it. Shout out to Arden for her graphic design skills on that. And I don't know how limited of a limited time this is. I just don't know how many of these it's either 1 week or 2 weeks or something, but it's limited, so get on it before too terribly long. So let's take a look. Right now, I think these are in order of which ones have sold the most. So mine is down here, languishing in the 5th row. But Jesus, Never Play Hide and Seek with Jesus, that's Jimmy's. The black one, that's Javon. By the way, that was his. He said, I want a mug that says the black one and the mug needs to be black. Make it happen. So I think Javon is very funny. This is Aaron Roz. This one, the monad with the heart tattoo on it is Forests. Justin Deconstruction Zone. Jesus, he came, he lied, he died. End of story. Josie Caballero with the Elect the Dolls. Austin's with his fresh squeezed adrenochrome. This one's Alyssa's Big Brain Certified Hottie. This one says We're Fucked, and it's Owen's. Telltale Atheist is his channel name. Aaron Adair's Infinite Jest. Apologias says For the Bible Tells Me So, which might be the same design as last year. Taylor's says Jesus Christ Loves You. Terms and conditions may apply. Dr. Benz says Drink coffee, not Kool-Aid. Arden says marked safe from trans derangement syndrome. Johns just says heathen in the Supreme format. Seth Andrews and his cat design, which I think again is a repeat from last year. There's mine. Erica, in this house, we fear the monad. Promise has a pink angel unicorn balloon animal thing. And Matt Dillahunty says, I'm not answering questions. So I think this page will continue to update as we sell more to the ones that are selling more get bumped to the top or whatever. So if any of those stick out to you, the mugs, you can get either an 11-ounce mug or a 15-ounce mug. Javon is fucking hilarious. Yeah, I would love to do a show with him. I need to ask him sometime if he's got some availability. I see Forrest at least once a week, so it was easy for me to ask Forrest, like, yo, do you want to do a show with me? But with Javon, I'm going to have to actually message him and be like, hey, man, are you available, like, some fucking Friday in January or something? But, yeah, I'd love to have an opportunity to do a show with him. I'm so annoyed. I did the Cause I Wanna with Forrest, and we didn't get, like, any transphobic callers. Maybe I need to change the title of the stream. Like, the title on that one was, like, Trans Socialism is the Future. And people were being really dumb about that in particular, but not in a way that enables you to get transphobic viewers to have fun arguments. There were too many people who agree. Although they pointed out, Alyssa pointed out on Chewed Gum last night, like, yes, it makes sense that us as heathens are doing our jobs on Christmas week. Like, I'm not taking off work today. But it's like Christmas and religious people are going to be busy. They're going to be taking time off work and all that. And we see it bear out every year that, and even on the weekly basis, most of the views happen during the time where people are either at work or at school. So same kind of thing. Views drop when people are spending time with family away from their computers. My assumption would have been like, oh, well, people are off work, therefore they're going to be on YouTube even more. Nope, that's not how it works. I was thinking of the Trans Anarchy. Is it gone? So Trans Anarchy, that one's on my merch shop, luxander-shop.fourthwall.com. I don't know what, it's in the description of this video. Like in the live chat, you should be able to go to the description underneath the video and find the link to my merch store, where that stuff is available all year. So yeah, if you want the Trans Anarchy symbol, that one, there's no fear of missing out or anything. Do y'all open submissions for mug designs? No, we do not. It's like each person decides what their mug is. Like, it's a contest between us, the hosts, right? So when I'm showing you guys this, like Jimmy Snow, Javon Bradley, Aaron Ra, Forrest Valkai, it's like we are competing with one another. We don't, it's not like a crowdsourced thing. Like, we tell Arden, hey, here's what I want. And then either she or Jimmy, they do the graphic design portion. So like I said, Arden, I just said, I'm just going to do hashtag Team Lux. And Arden took it upon herself to do a little graphic design zhuzh. But yeah, this is not a thing where we like ask for submissions. This is for the hosts, and each host has their own idea and their own mug that they put up here. Hashtag team, I hope they both win. No both sidesing. No both sides. No, 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 no. No fence riding. You have to choose. Except for the fact that you don't have to choose because you can buy more than one mug. Oh, this is not something I'm looking forward to like far into next year, but I am going to be going to see Avatar: Fire and Ash, and it's the first time I've seen one of those in theaters in 3D. My partner watched the original Avatar by James Cameron in the movie theater, and he ended up going back to see it a second time because it was like such a visual spectacle seeing it in 3D. And we didn't watch Avatar: The Way of Water until it had already been out for like 2 years. So this is my first real opportunity to see one in 3D. And I'm excited. I'm excited. I've seen people say like, with other 3D movies, it feels like, yeah, it's like a gimmick for them to have made it into 3D. Whereas with the Avatar ones, I think maybe Gayfesh is the one who even said that, that it's more like looking through a window when you're watching the Avatar movies in 3D. So I'm excited to go see that. Spend a little money on taking the family out for a movie-going spin. My TV is so old it can do 3D stereoscopic. Wow. Oh, and whoever wins this contest also, that mug design gets to stay in the store for the rest of the year. So I think like last year it was let's see. Last year it was the Never Have a Bad Day design, which was, oh, maybe it's gone now. I guess like, yeah, you could have bought a Never Have a Bad Day design all year last year, but now it's gone because we're doing the mug contest again. So it was Forest's design that won and was in the store for the whole year. So whoever wins this year, their design is going to be in the store for the whole year. I could only watch the first one once. Good graphics, but mid-story. Yeah, okay, so what I'm discovering about myself is that, like, I just want to be entertained. So I'll watch a movie and be like, that was a good movie. And, like, so I'm not sitting here like, I don't know, there is my A Song of Ice and Fire brain, which is, ooh, I'm so interested in analyzing all this and picking it apart. Like, there were so many other things about Avatar to think about besides just the story. So, like, yeah, okay. It's like, do we also talk shit on, like, any story in which, like, the primary motivators are, like, personal relationships and high stakes and an obvious good guy and bad guy? Like, there are lots and lots and lots and lots of movies and TV shows where it's like, that's not super complicated. It's like there's a good guy and a bad guy and the good guy wins, So, but there were so many other interesting things about it that I was like, my partner and I would sit there and talk about the technology. We'd sit there and talk about, like, how does that airplane work? Or, like, how does that technology work? Or, I like stuff that invites you to kind of explore how the mechanics kind of fit together. And also stuff that I can think about, like, how did they accomplish that effect? Is that a practical effect? Is that a CGI? Like, how much of this is one or the other? So you know, maybe it's just because I appreciate movies in a way that is not strictly like the story itself. Although that is fun to explore. Like as a writer, I do find it fun to explore. Excuse me, how you know, how do these fit in? You know, this is implied. You have to really look for this hint toward this character's motivations or whatever. Like, yeah, there's aspects of that. FYI, I sent a dono. I have sound off, so I'm not sure if the alert played. No big deal if it didn't. Why? Why the fuck would it ever not show it? Is this the second time this has happened, Fuzzy Logic? Like, I thought I saw something flit across my screen earlier, but I didn't hear anything. And I also, like, didn't see anything. Normally, guys... Okay, so I have my chat window. Here, let me pull this over here so you can see it. I have a chat window up like this so that I can hover... Whoa, why did that minimize all my shit? That was weird. Starting to get really annoyed with Windows lately. So I have this thing open, and most of the time when a dono comes in, there's a little drop down that comes up here, and it has the message on it, and then I have to fucking click to dismiss it, okay? But for some reason, sometimes it just doesn't do it. Like, it's inexplicable and really deeply irritating. I'm trying not to get super deeply irritated because I think that that's stressing me out, but it's just like, damn. And like, I didn't hear it make a noise. My sound isn't off. My sound isn't off. It just didn't fucking do it. So that's sorry, Fuzzy Logic. Did you have a message with it? Like, okay. I see that you sent a $10 dono. Okay, thank you. I'm sorry that it didn't show up for some fuck-ass reason. But thank you for telling me so that I can actually add it to here. Because that means we've reached $27. We will be opening the treasure chest if we get to $100 in donations today. I really appreciate everybody's generosity with contributing toward the cremation costs for my cat. They have not called me to bring him home yet, so I'm guessing I'm probably gonna have to wait until Friday. If then. So yeah, it's like a little bit of a bummer. But I appreciate like knowing that when the time comes, I will be able to cover it because they're having me pay when I go to actually pick him up. So I'll go pick him up. It'll be good. So, but thank you, everybody. I have to connect to the characters or I won't care. Sure. Yeah. Okay, I can definitely see like the level of immersion in a movie can be dependent on like, do you connect with the characters at all? And I think that with Avatar, the first movie, the thing that I connect with is...
Someone purchased Tranarchy mug, 2 sizes, for £11.34.
Okay, that was strange. That In a Box just sent a test dono. Okay, there's the test dono.
Donated $10. Test dono.
Thank you. It's like, okay, so hold on. The countdown is about... Hold on. Okay, so usually this is what happens. Usually there's a thing and like the message pops up and there's a little countdown thing and then it folds itself into this little thing and then I have to click the X to make it go away. Why is it just not doing that sometimes? I do not know. But thank you for the test dono. And thank you to whoever just purchased a mug on the website. That's probably Barbara, I guess, but thank you. Brings us up to $37. Dollarinos, Xmas treasure. Cool. Yeah, I guess In a Box maybe you missed the news from last week, but yeah, Wednesday last week actually, Mitternacht died suddenly from presumably like a heart attack or a stroke or something because he was totally fine, and then suddenly a big medical event, and then he was just gone. So we're very sad. It's been very weird because the last couple times one of my cats have died, there have still been cats remaining, but now there are no cats, which is quite strange. So it's been an adjustment, and we're still making that adjustment because it's only been a week. Yeah. Thank you, Carol, for the $10 super chat. Do not get stressed. This means everyone. Yeah. All my presents are wrapped. I guess I have a little bit of cleaning I can do before tomorrow morning. Um, I'm always a little bit stressed out about having a friend over because even though we're masking and everything, like I'm just still weird about having people in my house. And I know that this friend does not wear a mask anywhere except for when he visits with us. So I'm a little bit, nervous about that. But I think we've done the best we can to not get sick. And it seemed like neither of us got sick. And it seemed like none of us got sick after Thanksgiving. So just kind of hoping that things are going to be fine. I have the steps to take to make to sanitize the air and all that kind of jazz. So, Steven said something earlier. I think I missed it. Let me see. Steven said, looking forward to. Where is it? Oh, hi, Kitty. At least the website will let me chat a bit. We're out and about home soon, but listening. Hell yeah. Just trying to decompress this week. Yeah, totally. Super chat brings us up to 47. Thank you, everybody, for being so generous. I also have my wish list from Throne in the description down below. I think it's just throne.com/Luxander. And that's if you want to actually get me gifts. There's nothing really super fancy on there, except I did recently add a new camera. This is a webcam. And like, honestly, kind of sucks. Honestly, not the best camera. Ooh. It's fine for most of the time, but it misses out on little details. Like I can't wear jewelry without it looking all noisy and like gross. So I'd prefer to have a proper camera. And if you want to contribute, you can pitch in $10 toward the camera and it'll add up over time. So you don't have to just buy it all at once, which is kind of a cool thing about the Throne wish list. But I'm not expecting anything. I appreciate everybody's generosity. Somebody commented earlier about like really enjoying my video, Butt Sex Gives You Cancer. Thank you so much. I enjoyed that video. I struggled a little bit because I was trying to do it in terms of like, let me find some commentary I can make over this, but I decided instead to just like edit it down. Just edit it down into something that is like, okay, here's a clip. Just watch the whole clip. It speaks for itself. I don't have any commentary. And it's performing pretty well. So I know now that I can just upload straight up clips without commentary and it'll perform okay. So glad that you all enjoyed that conversation with Tomris. It was a fucking nightmare. Hey, that's really cool. Shakespeare says one fun thing. I hung out with a fellow Horty the other day. We went out for coffee and pizza. Lux Chat Friends Unite. Hell yes. I love that. I love like when community happens. So if you all met through my chat or you're friends with people through my chat, that's a whole thing. And I love that for you. Water, earth, fire. I did a meditation this week that did take me through the elements for one part, and I was like, that's so cool. It was really nice. It was like, if you feel frustration, then give it to the fire. Or like it started with earth because it was a grounding exercise. So it was like, feel your connection with the earth and like, obviously that stuff can be a little bit silly sometimes, but I think it's good for visualization, right? I'm trying to do grounding exercises. I'm doing them like before bed because I'm trying to calm my body down so that I can sleep. And I've started doing them in the morning as like a set the tone for the day. Dude, okay, so does anybody else find that they cry during yoga? Because that is something that happens to me not every time, but especially if the yoga is a practice that's like, breathe lots of love in, lots of love out, when it does those somatic mindfulness things of like thank yourself for taking the time to show up to be here for yourself today, and like those, don't think about what you have to do next, just show up and be present in this moment. Like sometimes I cry during that. And I also have been finding that I cry literally every time I try to do a somatic meditation, but I think that's a good thing. I think what's happening is I have a lot of tense emotions stored in my body, and I never work them out. Especially like right now, I don't have any therapy. So I'm potentially going to look into that next year. I care more about doing couples therapy than individual, but maybe I do still need individual therapy. I don't know. So it's like, let's just get this out of my body, right? And so I'm kind of wondering, like, how long is it going to take of if I do somatic meditation once or twice a day, how long is it going to take before I stop, like, crying over things like offering myself compassion? Does anybody else have that? Like, you're like, the part where you're like, the meditation will be like, telling you to tell yourself that you're safe now or safe enough, and that, you're tuning into those feelings now, so you can try to tell your body, like, you're not alone, like, I'm here. Is this reparenting? Is this what's happening? I think I'm just done with people for the year. Understandable. 3 months, unapologetic anarchist with the redeeming of a membership comment, which you can do once a year. Or not once a year, you can do it once a month. 3 months. Also, I'm looking forward to completing my depression cave, my room clean out arc next year. Fuck yes. I need to clean my room big time. There's stuff in there like I need to get rid of. I need to make a return of a large item that I bought. I need to vacuum in there because like toward the end, Mitternacht wasn't going in the bedroom because he was too arthritic to jump up on the bed. But he had been going in there before that. So right now there's just like fleas in my bedroom because he wasn't going in there for them to bite him and die because I'd given him flea treatment before he died. So yeah, I need to go in there and like vacuum and clean up and shit. Ugh. Tears after panic attacks? Yeah, I don't think I have panic attacks. It's like sometimes when I get this, what I was trying to describe earlier of like the brain fog, and like sometimes I think that might be a kind of panic attack, but I don't actually think so. I think it's just autonomic dysfunction. So I'll try to treat it like a panic attack though, where I'm like, let's just bring back in my body, like let's focus on some mindfulness. What are some things that I'm seeing or sensations or whatever? I've come to the realization that I will need therapy for the rest of my life to stay level, if that makes sense, and I'm okay with that. Yeah. I feel like there's just like life things, like, okay, so something that I was processing on Sunday morning, actually, before we started stream, is that I have a gaping abandonment wound. It sucks. Like, I think my partner has a tendency toward avoidance. And when you are already traumatized, when someone steps away, whenever things get tough, you end up with a gaping abandonment wound. So I think that that's like something that I would really look forward to working on next year. But it's like, I don't think that I can. It's like, can you heal an abandonment wound if it keeps getting triggered? I feel like that's kind of hard. So unless some work is done to where
Someone
like
purchased Tranarchy booty shorts,
Ooh.
women's sizing, for $40.
Hey, shout out to whoever whoever bought some booty shorts. That's awesome. So yeah, it's like, can I overcome an abandonment wound if I'm still in a situation where I'm bracing for abandonment? That's another thing that I have been dealing with these meditations is sometimes I start crying when they say like, you know, as you take a breath in, like breathe in safety and breathe out and tell yourself like I don't need to keep bracing for the next thing. And it's like, damn, I guess I didn't realize that, like, kind of all the time I'm bracing. I'm like tense and like waiting for the next thing to happen, like the next fight or the next traumatic event or whatever. So, yeah, kind of dealing with that right now. Those are some expensive booty shorts. Listen, I can't sell them at cost. I have to make a little bit of a profit. Google Pay was really trying hard to keep me from buying those booty shorts. Oh no. I'm glad you got it to work. I'm super bad about that. I assume you mean like pulling back when things get difficult. Like, I hope I'm not giving other people abandonment wounds. Yeah. It's hard. I'm disorganized attachment. Sometimes I'm like, we really need to fix this right now. And other times I'm like, I don't ever want to look at your fucking face again. So I am definitely disorganized and like that switches back and forth deal. Your partner needs to at least care about your wound for it to heal. IMO. Yeah, sure. And like communicating, it's hard. Like, how do you communicate like, hey, I have this trauma from you without it being like blaming them? It's like just tricky. That's why we need a couples therapist. My anxiety often just drives me to figure out that abandonment is about to happen. And for the most part, I aim to just let people exist under the assumption that they're better without me. True. Yes. That is a bad thing about abandonment too. I'm so worried about abandonment that I refuse to have close relationships with anybody else. Like, I struggle. Like, when I'm most depressed, like, I don't talk to anybody. I don't want to burden my friends. I don't want to be vulnerable. Or if I'm vulnerable, like, I end up not wanting to talk to that person later. So I've had some friendships where I've like been super vulnerable. I've talked about my issues a lot. And then I just like don't want to talk to them anymore because I feel weird. Rocap says, I got a new family doctor who was gender affirming today in a red state. So I got to yell that. Hell yes. That's very exciting. I have a ton of abandonment trauma. I developed BPD and DID from childhood, and it's been a struggle. Yeah, I have BPD, and I feel like I got like a pretty good treatment regimen for it, and I still reference it constantly. But sometimes it's hard to use your skills when you get triggered into a place like where you have that like regression to when things were the worst, And that's part of, I think, trying to teach your body to stop bracing is like the more amped you are in anticipation of something going bad, the more likely you are to actually make it go bad by overreacting. Like, acting out of proportion to the situation. I go to therapy to talk about all my demons, and the therapist doesn't judge. Oh my goodness.
Inabox gifted 10 tier 1 subscriptions. Mayoside. And Merry Christmas.
Hey, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, that's very generous. Mayoside and Merry Christmas, 10 tier 1 subs that's a $50 dono. So Goblin, Sapphic Hazard, Neppy, Spatial Bees, Emperor Eli, Fauna Makes, Dr. Person Human, JT, Quantum Chaos, Silverstress are among the ones who have received that gifted sub. So hey, Yeah, we're seeing too many white names in chat. Too many white names. We need to do Mayo side. Thank you so much. You silly little beans. I was just telling we had a guest, the Bible guy, on Monday, and I was like, you should make a wish list. And I suggested throne, and I was like, you'll be surprised. Some people are like uncomfortably generous. Which like I'm not complaining. It's like hard to sometimes to receive generosity if you're like not used to it. So that's been a part of the process here, is just having to be like, sometimes people want to buy me expensive shit, and I'm like, okay, like I'm uncomfortable with it, but I have to let it happen. I have to give you the guys the option, like, to be generous and not create a situation where I'm like refusing that generosity. So thank you. Thank you very much. Almost 69 likes. Ooh, yeah, we are so close to 69 likes. OMG, that would be so nice. Not flexible enough for yoga. Lots of yoga can be done without extreme flexibility. There's all kinds of modifications you can make. Like, I've been doing workouts in my chair instead of standing, or even instead of lying down, because sometimes I'm like, I don't want to go lie down on the floor. So I've recently followed this dude on Facebook. Let's see if I can just scroll for a couple seconds and get one of his posts recommended to me. But he's like a physical trainer or something, and he often gives like alternatives. Someone else will get a video to like 1 million views. So somebody's like, here's a bunch of stretches you can do. And what he does is he'll react to it and go, if you need a modification for this stretch, then here's a modification for that stretch. And so you can do it in your chair or leaning against the couch or whatever. So there's lots of modifications that you can make to, get, even if the goal isn't to get to the place where you can do the yoga in the traditional sense of like the skinny lady, now that I have a belly, some yoga is more difficult. So I have to like make modifications, which is weird. Like, I'm not even that heavy, but not everybody has washboard abs in their 30s. So, like, I'm not 20 years old anymore. I'm probably never going to have a flat belly like that again. And it's maybe not reasonable to aspire toward. So I'm not. Isn't that crazy? Isn't yoga for building flexibility over time as well? Yeah, I mean, yoga, a lot of what yoga is stretches, but also a lot of what yoga is like stability work. So, you're working on your core, or your back muscles. So it's kind of like a mixture. But I think the biggest thing about yoga is that it gets your body moving. And I think especially if you're following a person, like I like Yoga with Adrian on YouTube. If you're following a person who is speaking to you kindly and encouraging you to do some of those mindfulness, and, at the end you're sitting in Savasana and she's encouraging you to put your one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Like, that is also something that's been recommended to me a lot in my meditations recently, is like, it's about movement and connection with your body and connection with the earth. And like, I think, okay, this is something that bugs me about people with chronic illness. Sometimes people with chronic illness or depression, they'll be like, oh, somebody told me that I need, like, there's this whole dismissive attitude toward exercise in its relative benefit, but I don't think anybody sticks with it, I don't think people are doing it in a way where it makes the difference, right? So, okay, I'm not saying that if you have depression, if you do yoga, it's going to cure your depression, especially if you're like frustrated by it, or if you feel like you're failing at it or whatever. If there's like a goal that you're trying to achieve that you can't achieve, or like with meditation and mindfulness itself, sometimes people are like, oh, I have ADHD, so I wouldn't be able to sit there and meditate, because they think that meditation is like having a completely empty mind for 20 minutes. Like, that's not how it works. The practice is to be in a spatial awareness of some kind. So either you're being mindful to your thoughts and you're noticing your thoughts and then letting them pass. Did someone else just donate and it just went away again? Am I losing my mind? I thought I just saw something at the top of the screen go away. Are you fucking serious, dude? Hold on. Yeah, did I just get another $10 donation and it just didn't show the fuck up? But also people just like don't people don't keep it up. That's the other thing. Like yoga, if you do yoga once a day for 2 weeks, that's not going to make a difference. Another fuzzy logic donut. What the fuck? And it's like it's showing up in the chat, but I can't see it. What are you talking about? I'm going to have to fucking message White Nervosa. Except that I think I owe her money. She sent me like a PayPal request and I didn't pay it. And that wasn't intentional. I just didn't have any money and then I forgot. Anyway, Jesus. That's so obnoxious. Why is it not showing up in my chat? Why is it in your chat but not mine? Because also there's the yellow. Okay. Okay, so the yellow doesn't show up in my pop-out chat. Oh my god. Way earlier, Fuzzy said, can't stay, just popping in to say Merry Christmas, Yuletide greetings, or Happy Wednesday as appropriate. Wishing everybody safety, community, and joy. Rose. Thank you. And then another one, Fuzzy Logic. Wait, that just came through twice? I guess Fuzzy Logic got double charged, maybe? I can fix that later if you need me to fix it, Fuzzy. But anyway, thank you. Anyone recommend a meditation that's autism friendly? Okay, so here's the thing. Meditation takes a lot of different forms. Also, thank you. We've surpassed 69 likes now. Meditation, so it's just being mindful to something. Okay, so here's one that you can do. Body awareness meditation. It starts with like getting into a calm state or like, just sitting down and starting to focus on your breath. Take a few deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. Sometimes it helps to have a guided, like I prefer guided meditation. Maybe a body check-in where it's like, notice the sensations in your body. Start at the top of your head and work your way down. So like if I'm clenching my eyes closed, then I might notice that I'm having to clench my eyes closed. If my brow is furrowed, I might notice that my brow is furrowed. And then I go down and I'm like, I notice that there's tension in my shoulders. And you don't have to change anything. That's a big part of meditation, is being able to accept the way that you are and like breathing. Sometimes you can do intentional breath in, breath out, like intentional breathing, box breathing or whatever, but just letting yourself exist in the moment. So like I notice that my shoulders are tense and I'm not obligated to release them. I can release them if I want. And then like I shift my focus down to my hands and I feel the weight of my hands resting against my legs. And then I shift my focus back to my chest and I notice that there's tightness in my chest. And so I send some thoughtful energy there to like, hold that part of me and let myself know that like it's okay for me to feel that way right now. And then maybe you shift your focus further down your body to like the pressure of the chair as you sit on the chair. And think about the fact that the chair or the ground or whatever you're sitting on is holding you completely effortlessly, and that you can exist in this space and your connection with the earth is mediated through, the earth is never going to struggle to hold your weight. The building that you're in is never going to struggle to hold your weight. And then like, so that's one type of thing. It's like body awareness. Body scans. You can also do loving kindness, which is like you imagine a person who, you see on a infrequent basis, and you say in your mind to them, may you be safe, may you be happy, may you live with ease, or whatever. And then you go through like, a person who you love very much, a person who you found difficult recently, and then lastly sending loving kindness to yourself. That's a type of meditation. Um yeah, there's like a lot of different ways to do it. Or like meditation could be like, think about the objects in your room. Think about the window and how kind the window is to let you see outside of it. Or think about your bed and how your bed is always welcoming you into it. That, you know, it's waiting for you to give you comfort. And like, think about like the walls and how the walls do the kindness of, keeping the wind and the weather outside. Like literally so many fucking different things you can do for meditation and awareness. Like genuinely. So many different ways. If one way doesn't work for you, then there's another way that works for you. There was a meditation that we did in class when I was in DBT that would be like, imagine that you are a pebble that has, is floating down to the bottom of the lake. And some people got really freaked out by that because they started imagining like not being able to breathe. Instead of the point of the meditation was like, imagine just being in the waters of a still, cool lake, and, you are a rock, and like you are a steady presence, and all, like, whatever. So many fucking different ones. Go to YouTube and type in like guided meditation, and then pick your favorite, like fill in the word of like a breath meditation or a mindfulness to your thoughts meditation. Because here's the thing too, people are always like, ooh, I can't meditate because I can't make my mind go empty. But the practice is to bring your focus back to whatever it is that you're trying to do. So yeah, like I was trying to meditate recently, and obviously like all the kids are not in school right now. So I'm like trying to do a meditation at night, and someone's kid in the neighborhood is like screaming outside, and it really damaged my calm. But like noticing that I have the thought and then saying, I don't need to focus on that. I don't need to dwell on that. You can imagine like as your thoughts pop up in your mind, they are clouds floating away, or there's a river and the river carries your thoughts away. So like when you notice that you're not focused on the meditation, just notice, let it pass, and bring your attention back. And that is actually the practice of meditation, is that whole process. Like you're not meditating if you're not having to recenter your focus every couple minutes. You know what I mean? Like that is the practice that so many people miss out on, that aspect. That like the more your mind wanders, the more opportunities you have to practice the point of meditation, which is to notice what's happening and recenter. So genuinely, I think meditation is awesome. Also, my therapist told me that there were some studies done that showed that if you do, well, this particular study was like people did 1 hour of mindfulness per day, which is a lot. And you don't have to do an hour. But if you do an hour of mindfulness practice per day, that literally shrinks your amygdala, like the part of your brain that's like completely responsible for fight or flight. It will literally shrink from mindfulness practice, which means that you will be less anxious over time. But that's like, they did it for an hour every day for 6 weeks. So start with 10 minutes. I do a 15-minute guided, or like roughly 15-minute, because I'm picking a different one each time. I don't want to do like the same meditation in a way that like enables me to memorize it. So I'm doing all these different ones. And yeah, it was like 15 minutes or so is typical for what I find on YouTube when I type in somatic meditation, which is what I'm doing. I'm specifically focused on somatics right now, but guided meditation is a huge way to do it. Progressive muscle relaxation is also really good if you're trying to sleep. And progressive muscle relaxation is when, kind of like a body check-in, but instead of just checking in and noticing without judgment, noticing without judgment, also important. What you do is like you start at the top of your face and you would like scrunch your eyebrows together really hard and then release. And then scrunch them together really hard again and then release, and try to let it go completely. And then maybe like scrunch your mouth or like clench your jaw and then release. And you do that like all the way down your body. And that is like, I think that what it kind of does is when we have our fight or flight, usually in the evolutionary environment, there would be like a physical threat, right? So you would do a burst of activity like running away or something, or like fighting, and then your body regulates after the burst of energy. So I think that's kind of what a progressive muscle relaxation taps into. And there are guided PMRs on YouTube as well. I think that it kind of hits that note of like, you need to react physically somehow to your fight or flight impulse in order to like teach your body to let it go. So yeah, I think it's been shown that conservatives tend to have larger amygdalas. I would be fascinated by it. Actually, I'm going to look at that. Amygdala size by political affiliation. I can't fucking spell the word amygdala, is what I just learned. AI overview, I don't give a fuck. From Scientific American in 2020, the amygdala. Whoop, hold on. Reject cookies. Thank you. There was a trio. Okay, hold on. There was a 2013 book called Predisposed, which introduced to the general public to the field of political neuroscience. The authors, who were a trio of political scientists from the University of Nebraska-Lincoln and Rice University, argued that if the differences between liberals and conservatives seem profound and even unabridgeable, it is because they are rooted in personality characteristics and biological predispositions. On the whole, the research shows conservatives desire security, predictability, and authority more than liberals do, and liberals are more comfortable with novelty, nuance, and complexity. Okay, so here's interesting. There are differences in their brains. The volume of gray matter or neural cell bodies making up the anterior cingulate cortex, an area which helps detect errors and resolve conflicts, tends to be larger in liberals. The amygdala, which is important for regulating emotions and evaluating threats, is larger in conservatives. These findings are remarkably consistent, but they are probabilities, not certainties, meaning that there's plenty of individual variability. The political landscape includes lefties who own guns, right-wingers who drive Priuses, and everything in between. Sure, yeah, okay, so that is interesting. This is just an article from Scientific American, so it's kind of just summarizing the body of research rather than referencing the body of research directly, but that's quite interesting. I'd never really thought about that before. Need to clean up YouTube chat. Why are there so many trolls? Ugh, my sympathies for you working retail today. Soft daydreams. But I hope that you are enjoying the chat, enjoying the stream. I find this very interesting, as I learned that some premature babies' nervous system and or amygdala don't work as they ought to due to when they were born, being stuck in constant fight or flight. I don't think I was premature, so I don't think that that's a struggle that I have in particular. But yeah, I mean, there's epigenetics too, right? Your genetics can be influenced by the things that happen to you. So like, yeah, I was physically abused my entire childhood. So yeah, that does impact your ability to function as a person after a period of time. Traveling in an elevator and reaching different floors that correspond to different areas of your body relaxing has been my go-to meditation. That sounds like a good one. I use meditation sometimes to trigger a dreaming state while sleeping. It's nice. Hell yeah. One of the things I more or less have to do to sleep is position myself without physical tension from the noses to the toeses. That and take Seroquel. Yeah, I've been struggling with this because I'm concerned that I have sleep apnea. So I feel like I need to like engage my muscles to hold my throat open so that I can breathe. Because because I feel like if I relax it too much, then I might not breathe. So I'm going to have a sleep study done, hopefully next year, to find out if I have obstructive sleep apnea or central sleep apnea, or if I don't actually have sleep apnea. Yeah, that would be great. Thank you, Nikki. I appreciate the idea that I deserve many hugs. I'll tell my partner that. I'll let him know. Louiana says, my therapist mentioned a very quick exercise archers do to increase focus. Pick an object to stare at and slowly widen your peripheral vision while focusing on the object. Yeah. I like to use meditative type activities like knitting, coloring, cross stitch, etc. Repetitive movements that help my system regulate. Yes. When my dog is with me, I go on a lot more walks and I do feel better. See? That's what I'm saying. You do actually feel better. Just takes a little time. I just found out I have sleep apnea from a recent hospital stay. Yeah. What's up, Prosy Rosie? They noticed I don't breathe when I sleep. Yeah. I really don't want to have to get a fucking CPAP, but, you know, if you gotta do it, you gotta do it. Okay. Apparently, it's like the one time I jump on here and I'm like, let me just scroll without looking specifically at anything until I find one of the videos from the guy that I just followed talking about how to stretch. Like, okay, because I said his name or because I invoked him with my voice, they're just not going to show it to me. Just scroll, 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 scroll. Hey, are you the guy? Hey, are you the guy who's going to tell me how to do modified stretches? Anybody? Hey, Facebook, are you listening? You fucking cunt. Are you gonna show me what I want to see, or am I just gonna have to keep scrolling forever? Like, literally, why are you showing me Ms. Rachel? I don't follow anything about Miss Rachel on this account. Horrendous. Yeah. Fuck your stupid fucking website. Oh my god, dude. Sleep apnea is a fun one. The CPAP was life-changing for me, plus partners get way less freaked out that I don't stop breathing. My partner doesn't seem to notice. I don't know if it's because he actually sleeps at night and I'm the one who doesn't sleep at night. But he's never thought like that I don't breathe. I don't know. Maybe I should ask him like, hey, do you think, is there any possibility that you could pay attention like in the morning before you wake up? Like, am I breathing normal? Like, I don't know. Yeah, Ms. Rachel is cool. I just like, okay, like I follow her on Instagram, but not on Facebook. So why the fuck are you showing me that on Facebook when I'm literally looking for something that I do actually follow on Facebook that you've decided to not show me? Isn't that so interesting? Does anybody else get that where you're being recommended something over and over and you finally like follow the page or the Instagram account or something? You finally follow it because you're like, oh, this keeps getting recommended to me and I am getting some value from this, so I'm going to finally follow. And then Facebook is like, fuck you, I'm never showing you it again. Like, what's the point of the follow feature? Like, why are you recommending me something I don't follow, and then as soon as I follow it, you stop showing it to me? Like, it seems kind of insane. But it's, again, like, you just have to keep in mind that these platforms are not designed for them to be functional for people. They're designed to profit. So you still use Facebook? Yeah, I do. I have like a shit ton of friends from Kansas that I keep in contact with through Facebook. Yeah. I'm gonna go do something real quick, but I'm not gonna be gone for long enough to change the thing. I'll be right back. I do want to share that I have a little, I bought a, oh wait, hold on. That Fuzzy Logic, did I get it? Did Fuzzy Logic get double charged? Because if Fuzzy Logic got double charged, then I will, yeah. Okay, so we beat the $100 dono goal. $100 dono goal. So I'll go ahead and update this. 107. If they didn't mean to be charged, I'll fix it later, but Xmas treasure. Which means we get to open the treasure chest. Treasure chest. Treasure chest. Treasure chest. Treasure chest. Yeah. We beat the dono gold ages ago. I mean, close enough. Treasure chest. Ah. Ay, 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 ay. Okay. Okay, what's in the chest this time? Oh, that's where that went. Okay. Okay. Oh, hold on. Oh, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. I'm watching you. I swear to God, dude. Stop it. My tiny little Christmas tree. I got a slightly bigger Christmas tree to actually put the Christmas presents under this year. This is my little tiny one. Look at it. It's a baby. It's so little. Look at it. I'm stabbing myself right now with the needles. Yay. Happy Christmas. Happy Christmas. Yeah. Is that an acorn or is it 3 corns? Is that acorn or is it 3 corns? Ha ha. Plant. It's fake, but still it's cute. I set my phone up to record right next to where my head is for a few nights and had AI help isolate patterns in the sound waves. I don't know that that would work for me because I have a fan on every night. It's like not quiet either. It's like a fairly loud fan. So I don't know that that would really help me at all. Chilling with Lux is better than virtually any dental procedure not involving nitrous. I mean, yeah, I would assume. Lux look like the DEI hire of Elf at the North Pole. Well, I'll take that as a compliment, even though I don't know if it is. I'm assuming that you don't mean it in bad form. I'm chilling out, avoiding people scritching kitties. It's so weird not having a cat in my house. Ugh. If you can't grow your own Christmas tree, store-bought is fine. Yeah. I think I got this at Target originally. Just a little guy. Just a little boy. Wee. Hey, Mabs. My Christmas Eve is pretty much like every other day. Tomorrow we'll be with family, though. Yeah. Are we having family? Are you guys going to family tomorrow, broadly? I think I asked this during chat this week on the line, but like, are you going to see family and that's a good thing? Or are you going to see family and that's a bad thing? Or do you get to stay home? Are you going to be working? What's everybody's actual plans tomorrow? Tomorrow morning, my buddy's coming over, so I'm going to wake up early to get the air purifier set up, and I'm going to start purifying the air. In the morning, does it smell like pine? There's like a perfume on the pine cones, but it doesn't actually smell like pine. It's like a sweet smell. I don't know how to describe. I'll probably be alone most of the day, and I'm fine with that. Yeah. So yeah, my friend is coming over in the morning. We have charcuterie. I bought a bunch of cheese and stuff for charcuterie. I'm not cooking anything. We're gonna do stockings and exchange gifts, and then my partner said that he got gifts that were gonna be like, we could all sit and do them together. Like in years past, when we have more money, we do things like Lego. I don't think any of us have Lego money right now. I want to get the fucking Lego Baradur before it goes away forever. So badly, I want it. So bad. I don't even want Lego most of the time, but I really want the Baradur. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll show you. Come on, Lego website. Fucking load. Okay, like, I want Baradur so bad. Look at it. Look at it. Reject all the fucking cookies, dude. Look at it. It's so good. How big is it? I don't... Hold on. I want to see it, like, next to a person. I want the Enterprise D. Yeah. Okay, is this how big an actual... Is that how big it actually is? Because, fuck, I want it so bad! It's so cool! I want more money. I'm, like, about to pay my first healthcare premium. I'm establishing my LLC, so I need to, like... I like to pay money for that. Like, I got stuff that I actually need to buy right now. I don't technically need Baradur fucking Lego set, but I want it so bad. I think that's in their top 10 most pieces sets. I would not be surprised. It's fucking huge. It's like, this shows it in comparison to the bonsai, which my partner has this bonsai tree Lego set. I think he has the pink cherry blossom frogs on it instead of the green leafies, but like, look at it. It's so cool. Is that, okay, that's how big the minifigs are. This, oh, I want it so bad. Oh, so I think we're gonna, speaking of, like, I think that part of our plan is to sit there and watch The Lord of the Rings on Christmas. I don't know why, but it's a Christmas movie to me. Feels like a Christmas movie to me. I'm going to a lunch reservation with the family, then my older brothers for Christmas Day. Cool. I can't entirely co-sign the idea of going to a restaurant because it's still fucking COVID, but, you know, maybe you're in a situation where you're going to be eating outdoors. I don't know, maybe. I want more fountain pens. I think I've come down with a fountain pen collecting sickness. Oh, I have a couple friends who have that sickness. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm daydreaming of getting a lathe to make my own custom pens. God, that would be so cool. Gandalf equals Santa. Ooh. Hobbits equals elves. I would be super tempted to get a Lego Minas Morgul. Oh, man, that would be cool. Oh, that would be cool. Also, elves equals elves, true. My family were cool with me staying home with the dog and having a curry Christmas Day, doing some family stuff Boxing Day. Yeah. On Boxing Day, I'm gonna go... So I guess I do spend a little bit of money on shit that I don't technically need. So, okay, TMI time. Everybody ready? Close your ears if you don't want to hear this. I got my nipples pierced last year in November. And they still are kind of acting up, like they still don't really want to calm down. I actually had to take an antibiotic for 2 weeks because they were both, like, just not fucking chilling out. So they're less intense now, but they're still, like, secreting crustiness and, like, I'm like, can you fucking chill? So part of what the nurse who prescribed me the antibiotic said was that it might be that, like, I'm having a reaction to the jewelry, and I can't remember if it's... I think it's like either, I can't, like, it's either surgical steel or titanium. I don't know which one it is. But it's the same ones I've been wearing since I got pierced, basically. So I'm going to a piercing place on Boxing Day this week to look at jewelry, to get assessed for, you know, jewelry that will fit and that will hopefully stop being as reactive. So, yeah. It was over 6 months, maybe closer to a year before that stopped for me. Yeah, it's and, you know, nipple piercings kind of like, I don't think they ever like totally, totally heal. Some people are allergic to surgical steel. Yeah, surgical steel has nickel in it, it turns out. So, you know, I might be like sensitive to it in that piercing. I got mine pierced and it took a year to stop doing that. It's been over a year now though, right? Like, it's been 13 months. I have black titanium rings with purple gems. I got pierced with a straight one. Bradley, oh my gosh, thank you for the $50. Jiminy Christmas. That's very generous. Thank you so much. More money for stuff you don't need. I love your content and everything else you do. Thank you. That's so sweet. That's so kind. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas. It has just occurred to me that I could put this Lego set on my throne wish list. Let's check and see if that's a possibility. Because maybe someone will buy it for me. It's like, I don't need it, to be completely clear. I do not need this. But I want it so bad. I heard that when you get your nipples pierced, you really like shouldn't start with rings, and that when you do go to rings, they have to be big enough that the part that's going through your nipple is more or less straight, because like they'll have difficulty healing. Anyway, whoa, there's a mouth of Sauron. Wait, is that Lego? Or is that just like, okay, that's not Lego. That's some other thing. Oh, I'm just looking on Amazon, which I'm not going to show you because I'm not going to show you my Amazon account. Oh my God, it's fucking $450. This Barad-dûr set. God. Zoe, thank you for the $5 super chat. Merry Xmas. Indeed. Thank you. That's very sweet. Okay, I am gonna just try to add this to my throne wish list. Just so that I can stop thinking about it for a temporary amount of time. Let me get the link. Copy link. Most of the stuff on my throne wish list is like clothes, and I'm honestly not even sure if any of them will fit me, because I think that some of these websites, like, okay, if I just show you what's on my throne right now, like this is my throne wish list. Like these kind of cute shirts, look at the models. Like, is there even any such thing as a one size fits all that will fit a person with a waist that's like 26 inches or whatever, how tiny they are? Anyway, that's cute, man. That little butterfly thing, super cute. Anyway, there's cute stuff on the throne wish list, so. Sadly, my piercer has passed, so I can't ask him about the hoops versus bars. Yeah. Once the piercings stop being gross, get someone to buy them. You're welcome. I may or may not have already prematurely crossed that threshold once. And then it's like, no. That's like the toughest thing, is like, it was kind of at my partner's suggestion that I got them pierced. And then like, they're a no-no zone for the entire year that they're healing. So that's part of why I'm like, let's try to get these to a place where they'll actually calm down so that I can fully enjoy them, so that I can fully enjoy the use of them. Nope, that's not correct. Why did you do that? Okay, I'm adding this Lego set to my wish list. I could set it up for the crowdfunding thing, but I guess you, like, one person can still... Nah, I'll just put it up there. There we go. Did I say 23? I thought I said 26. But I'm also just conjecture. Like, I don't know how tiny this person's waist is, but they look way skinnier than I will ever be, ever again. My nipple piercing stayed open for like 10 years without closing and with no jewelry, which amazed me, but I always wear them now. Feels kind of nice. That's cool. I've heard that they close up even if you've had them for several years, so I guess it just sort of depends. Maybe that's because people are wearing surgical steel and they don't know that they have like a slight nickel and a nickel allergy or whatever. I don't trust buying things online, but I've also never used Amazon. Just some GameCube game actions on eBay if I got Nintendo money to burn. Yeah, we, as a family, have finally come down on like we are not going to spend money on Nintendo products. I think the last things either of us got was the Tears of the Kingdom. And since then we're like, yeah, it's not worth it. Nintendo is such a litigious company that like my partner is finally like, I'm not buying Nintendo shit anymore. Thank you, Zoe. Again, I'm going to put a little heart on your super chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So generous, everybody. Very, very grateful for everybody's, helping me with my cat's cremation costs, buying me shit that I don't need, sending me money. Like, thank you. It's very, very, very generous and kind. Wait, what? Did something happen that I don't know about? Prosy says, how are you enjoying The Call podcast with Arden? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Does Arden have a podcast? I see that she occasionally streams on her own channel taking calls with Jovan, but I hadn't heard. Does she have actually like a podcast? Yeah, my cat died a week ago today, at about 5:30 in the morning. So there are no more kitties. Also, like, sorry, Fuzzy Logic. I think it was no, it was either Fuzzy Logic or Quantum Chaos who purchased a cat bed. I still have it. I'm not gonna get rid of it, and I'm not gonna donate it. I'll keep it for the next cat that I get. But like, we got the cat bed, and he slept in it for several days, and then kind of lost interest in it. But yeah, I feel bad about that. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I too just spent almost $500 on him, thinking that he was going to stay alive. So, money. Are you producing Matt's thingy? Nope. Anytime Matt is working, usually Arden is the one producing because so that they're like working at the same time. So yeah, no. I notoriously am usually streaming when they're live. Like I do my show on Sunday and Wednesday, and that's usually when Matt's live. So trying to figure out if I can just finish with you here or I need to watch the time. I guess I'm planning on finishing in like half an hour, so I guess I'll be finishing right when Matt's starting. We're doing a little short show today. I meant the call thing that you sometimes do. Okay, yeah. I've been working with the line for a few years now. I was a guest. I think I guested for like a full year before they brought me on as a regular contributor, quite a while. So yeah, I've been working regularly with the line for like 2-3 years now, and it's quite enjoyable. I think the thing that I don't like, and that I've mentioned this numerous times, is the amount of emotional energy it can require to do advice calls. I find that just kind of challenging. Like, I'm using my therapy skills and I'm giving people advice and I'm whipping out the DBT handbook. But I do more enjoy the opportunity to like yell at people. Lux is one of the line's best hosts. Fight me. Thank you. Somebody said in my comments, who was it? Let me find it. Salon, who was in the chat earlier, I think, said, Arden and you form the charisma couple of the line. Could listen to you two for days. You sort of have Hulk-like superpowers. The angrier you get, the more god-tier debater you become. Which is very sweet. That's very sweet. When my pet was sick and at end of life, she wasn't insured and I was paying out of pocket for her care. I spared no cost because I had been saving to pay for FFS out of pocket and was completely prepared to use all that money on her. In the end, there was nothing that could be done to save her. In the end, I don't regret trying. Yeah, I'm 500 on your cat. It's okay. The money that I spent was like, he has arthritis, so I'm gonna, get him special food and special medicine and all this kind of stuff. Like that was the plan, was like, he's gonna need ongoing care for several more years. So I had him treated for fleas and all this kind of stuff. So, and like got him shots and stuff that he needed. So like all of that care was I got for him, thinking like he's gonna stay living. When my cat Lucy died, I spent like $600 to get imaging to find out whether he was gonna be okay or not. And then it was like, it would have been another $1,000 to drain the fluid from his body so that he could maybe live another year with heart medication for heart failure. So, yes, the fact that it costs money and costs so much money is obnoxious. Is it true that Andrew has been banned? So, not yet. The way that Call-In Studio works, like, I wish that there was some thing that was like, I can see previous calls, but I can't. So I had closed the window for the calls already when I decided maybe actually I do want to ban him now. So unfortunately, I have to wait until he calls again to ban him. So currently, the plan is the next time I'm hosting, or I'm producing, excuse me, the next time I'm producing and he calls, he will be banned. I'm tired of it. I think we're all tired of it. We've extracted as much value as we have been able to extract from him. Like, so long and thanks for all the money is kind of how I feel about Andrew, because the last several times he's called, he's been doing some extreme rape apologist stuff that our viewers find triggering to their trauma. And so I am not going to continue entertaining him. And like, I don't think anybody's going to be annoyed with me for making that decision. Oh my God, my fucking volume has been low this whole time. I don't think anybody's going to be annoyed with me for making that call, because I know Jimmy doesn't really take his calls. So if Jimmy is like, whatever, you guys can talk to him if you feel like it, but I'm not going to, then I think that I feel I'm justified in banning him. Now, I will say also that the two different phone numbers, there's the phone number for the line and there's the phone number for Jimmy Snow and the line, where we do the vertical shows. And so it's separate. So if I ban him on the line, he could still hypothetically call Jimmy on Jimmy Snow on the line. So just keep in mind, like, please don't castigate me if you end up hearing Andrew again, because first of all, he's not banned yet. I don't have the ability, I don't know his phone number. So I can't be like, let me go type in his phone number and fucking do it. So that's the situation as it is right now. Hi, Mama. Yes, Andrew is a lol cow, good for making clips, but we're over it. Our fans are over it. We're over it. So the conversation that we were having this week, if y'all didn't tune in on, was it? Monday. Monday, we had Skep Talk with John and the Bible guy. And the conversation that they were having, that John was kind of pushing, was that Mary was raped by God. Like, that she was not asked for consent to be impregnated by the ultimate creator of the universe, who is notoriously capricious. And yeah, it was a difficult conversation. We had two different calls that kind of focused on that. And Andrew's call, like, I think the thing that kind of sealed it for me was that he repeatedly kept coming back to this idea of like, well, where does it say in there that Mary didn't want this to happen? And so the implication is like, if she didn't say no, then it's not rape. So it's not like, I don't know. They were having conversations that flowed across the nuance of like, well, if there was no sexual penetration, then is it really rape? And it's like, well, so Andrew kept trying to come back to the like, there has to be some kind of anal or vaginal penetration in order for it to be rape. And the hosts didn't say this, but I was screaming in my mind like, rape is a crime that's defined locally. So maybe this state defines it this way and this state defines it this way. So like sometimes it's not considered rape if it's oral sex, even though we would clearly still call that like a sexual violation. So like the term rape being used was kind of whatever. But the idea that, impregnating someone by whatever mechanism, whether it's a turkey baster or whether it's a snap of your fingers or whether it's physical penetration, like regardless, consenting to pregnancy as like a 14-year-old girl, like, is that even possible? Whatever. Yeah. So it was just a really gross conversation, and like honestly not too enthusiastic about the fact that the hosts kept doing like that. John was like, let's keep leading down this road. I guess he was thinking of it because it's Christmas week, and like he was saying that he struggles to find beauty in the Christmas story because it's a rape story. Someone donated. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you so much, Barbara. And thank you for buying a mug earlier, going for coffee, my special coffee. Have fun out there. You won't miss much. We're going to wrap up here in like 15 minutes or so. But I feel like that's a tricky conversation to have with no one in the room who's capable of getting pregnant. Also, okay, so I'm curious what you all think about this. Hi, Kfesh. Happy Yule. I'm curious what you all think about this. So along with this conversation that we were having on Skep Talk this week of like, was Mary raped by God? In non-consensually impregnated by God, whatever. So I think that we all have a pretty clear, firm opinion that children can't consent to sex with adults. That like a 14-year-old probably doesn't understand the dynamic. And so even if they are like seemingly enthusiastically consenting, if a 20-year-old is pursuing a 14-year-old, like we understand that is an inappropriate power dynamic. There's a reason it's a crime, But our guest host like kept also saying like 14-year-olds can't consent to sex with each other. And I was finding myself like not feeling great about that characterization. Cause like, so like, okay, if I lost my virginity when I was 14 to someone else who was 14, does that mean like, am I a rapist or was the other person a rapist? Like, was I raped or were they raped? Were we both raped? Like, I am not comfortable saying that teenagers can't consent to sex with one another. I feel like we are like, okay, so I could agree that a 14-year-old can't consent to pregnancy. I think that's different though than saying a 14-year-old can't consent to have sex with their classmate who's also horny and a teenager. Like, I'm kind of more on the side of like, if teenagers want to have sex with each other, we should educate them and equip them to do it safely, rather than saying on a blanket basis, there is no such thing as a 14-year-old who can consent to have sex with another 14-year-old. Like, I don't know. It's maybe I'm just, I don't know. I'm curious what other people think, because I'm not sure if I'm correct in my consternation that I have over that particular hang up. I understand the ban and I support it for the triggers he gives to our audience, but in a way I would really like to hear Alyssa confront him on that last call. Yeah, I understand. I just feel like Alyssa isn't going to confront him. Like, she's too nice. I feel like Andrew gets away with a lot on chewed gum. Happy Wednesday and Thursday, true. It's fun to play with the trolls for a while, but then if it's not funny, valuable, or if they're not interested in learning and if they're actively being shitty, then it's time to go. Yeah. At that point, you're just wokely recreating abstinence education, which doesn't work. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. It's like, I don't think it makes sense to blanket say that teenagers are unable to consent to sex with each other. Because again, like, okay, if it's two 14-year-olds, they lose their virginity to each other. If they're not capable of consent at all, then who's the rapist in that dynamic? Like, it just doesn't fucking make any sense. So, yeah, I really took issue with that from our guest. I probably should be doing laundry. Yeah, I have some laundry in the dryer that I'll probably need to fluff after I get done here. If y'all bring me back on, I gotta do a TikTok live right beforehand so I can get the chuds there to call in. We will find a new lol cow. Yeah. I think if it's occurring between two consenting 14-year-olds that's obviously okay because the power dynamic is a factor. Yeah, I feel like the power dynamic is a factor in why we say, like, you know, teenagers can't consent to sex with an adult. Because there's got to be some coercion happening there, or like some kind of predation, you know? Earlier this week, I sung hymns in a cathedral, and I was there as a volunteer, so before service, I got shouted at by a priest. It was fun. Yeah, I guess it's fun to get yelled at sometimes. I don't actually know. But yeah, I mean, the trouble, Mama Mephistopheles, too, is that on Thursdays, we just get fewer and fewer transphobic callers. Like, I don't know if it's just because it's earlier in the day or what exactly the issue is, but you know, Takis is our worst show, basically. Like, I wouldn't say that it's actively a money drain on the line, but I will say, like, we're definitely not making very much money off of it, even compared to chewed gum. Well, I guess we make a decent amount of money because we incentivize super chats, and like the fans that are there are dedicated fans who are regularly like contributors. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if making it later in the day would impact how bad the views are. But and it's Christmas, you know, people are not like the arguments are not happening as much. I think probably because people are just like not at their computers or what have you. But like if I just look like, okay, Austin and Forrest, currently we're sitting at 25,000 views from our live stream on Sunday. We had a guest on Monday, so those shows don't usually do as well unless the guest themselves brings a huge audience. So we have like 11,000. Last night from Chewed Gum, we only have 4.7K. Where's our most recent? Okay, our most recent Takis has 6,000. So, but if you compare, like, okay, Justin and Forrest did a Sunday After Dark 2 weeks ago, and they got 39,000 views, and that's on the full 4-hour live stream. Yeah, it's just weird. Like, we're regularly getting like between 4,000 and 6,000 viewers on Chewed Gum and Transatlantic Call-In Show. Just kind of a bummer that we don't get as many argumentative calls. And then I fucking specifically do a Cause I Wanna with Forrest, and we still don't get any argumentative calls. Like, nah. Mab says that blanket sentence of about 14-year-olds does not actually make any sense. I don't know what else to say. Clearly, the power dynamic between adults and children is where the problem lies. Yeah, agree. Hey, Potato Boy, welcome to the website chat. Have they considered running a CIN show before Takis? No, we usually, in fact, do it the fucking opposite way around. Where Jimmy's like, we're doing, calling it now after Takis. So, like we're doing it in the way that makes dumb sense. It makes less sense. Call out to, like, he knows that I don't like the schedule. I'm not like, it's not going to be anything new if Jimmy hears that I was talking shit about how annoyed I am that we do Takis in the middle of the fucking day. But yes, anyway, Hi Potato Boy says, I didn't realize chat was here instead of YouTube at first. The issue is informed consent. A 14-year-old can consent to sex with another 14-year-old, but they should be informed that that can result in pregnancy and have protection. Yeah, totally. Yeah, no, I agree. And this was my mother's opinion, like, of all the horrible things about her as a parent. She was like, I was a horny teenager, and I know you're going to be a horny teenager. So I'm just going to tell you how to do things safely and provide you the resources to do things safely and not get pregnant. Like, my mom, when she suspected that I might be about to start having sex, put me on birth control pills, which, like, debatable whether that was a smart decision, but, you know. I ended up getting some spicy debates putting a simple challenge on the screen, which was tell me how you would actually enforce a bathroom ban. Hey, that's a solid one. Takis was scheduled around Katie. Yeah, it sure was. Katie's back into content creation now, but I guess she has something that she specifically is doing on Thursdays. Like, I don't think it's related to content, but some specific thing that she does on Thursdays that makes it to where she cannot do Takis. So yeah, it was like, we're doing it at that time, and it's still called the Transatlantic Call-In Show, and we've talked about renaming it, but we've also been like, maybe it's just kind of like MTV at this point. It just is what it is. But yeah. 70% of the time when I miss Takis, it's due to it being at noon. Yeah. Katie hasn't streamed anything for months. Really? I thought... Well, I guess maybe I'm thinking of a couple months ago, but she was streaming on Wednesdays. Like, there was usually like an hour or so of overlap between when I was still streaming and when she started, or the other way around maybe. But maybe she hasn't been doing it. Get a trans mask European host. True. Tell Jimmy I will have a spicy conversation with him about AI. LOL. He seems to be way overestimating what it can do. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna like bring on someone to debate him in that way, but oh god, where are my fucking glasses cleaners? No, where's my microfiber cloth? I just put a big fat fingerprint on my glasses. I don't even have that much stuff on my desk right now. How do I lose these things? So I do think, like, Jimmy, I did finally tell Jimmy recently about the limits to growth report, because he was saying, like, I do think that AI could be the thing that, like, saves us or something. And I was like, let me turn you on to the limits to growth report, and told him about it and, like, the possible consequences for the future and everything. And I think the part that he's not connecting, and I didn't connect this until after we had spoken, but in order for AI to be functional at any kind of scale, we will continue to require the electricity and that kind of infrastructure in order to make it happen. And unfortunately, the technology and stuff being at the level that it is what is going to cause the climate collapse. So, like, the thing that is causing the climate collapse cannot reasonably curb or stop the climate collapse, Like, we can't invest more into massive data centers and AI processing and to think that that is going to result in lower carbon emissions. Like, it's not going to fucking happen that way. So society will certainly collapse, or the economy at least will certainly collapse before AI could possibly be at a level where it could, solve our biggest problems for us. I haven't heard anything from Nominal Naomi in ages. Yeah, I'm not saying anything bad about her, but I do kind of forget that she exists sometimes. So I'm curious what's up with her. Nope, do not autoplay this video. I'll kill you. Yeah, wow, her last upload was a year ago? I don't know, maybe she's, I guess she's a PhD candidate according to her YouTube about page, so maybe she's just focusing on school, focusing on her PhD. Don't blame her for that at all. I've been thinking about that kind of stuff too lately, in terms of, we had this call recently with Forrest where there was a trans person who's in college who was like asking, how can you keep up with it when you feel like it's really overwhelming? Like, how can you keep up with college if you feel like you can't do it? And it was really encouraging, and to me as well, that Forrest was like, I I have this one life. I don't want to get to the end of this life and wonder what it could have been like. So he's like, I'm improving myself. I'm investing in school. I want to keep learning. I want to keep growing in this way. So I'm considering checking out the community college and seeing that we can, like, seeing if I can take some classes. I don't know specifically what that would be in. I could just, take some marketing classes and stuff to improve my current set of skills. And maybe that's where I'll start. Maybe I'll start with some, just marketing, social media kind of stuff, because that is relevant to what I do currently. But I guess I'm thinking in terms of like, what is the next thing? Do I plan on there being a next thing? Do I plan on just doing social media forever? I mean, now I work for Jimmy, and I've only been working for Jimmy for a couple months, and I'm definitely not planning on moving on from that anytime soon. But am I going to be a producer for the line forever? Like, is there anything that I could go to college for that would improve my skills as a producer or a host for the line? Like, is there something that could be a benefit going forward? And I don't really know what the answer to that is. Like, maybe, so my younger sibling, they finished their GED classes, and now I'm like, go ahead and apply for financial aid. Let's do one full-time semester. I'll encourage you, I'll pay for it, whatever. And just get the schooling under your belt, because you're young and you might as well do it now. And there's like a specific grant for people who just graduated or just got a GED. So it's like strike while the iron is hot kind of situation. I'm in my 30s. So I guess I just don't know. I've been so subject to the whims. I have not had stable employment for the entire time that I've been an adult. So, well, I mean, I've had stable employment in the sense that, like, I have a full-time job, and we'll see, like, how, I don't plan on staying at this gas station job forever, though. Community college should have some film and production video classes. Yeah, sure. I could like learn more stuff about composition, so maybe I could continue in a more artistic direction. Yeah, I don't know. There's just lots of stuff to think about. What's up, Psychoplebalian? Welcome in. I'm currently enrolled in classes. I love it, TBH. Yeah. It took me until the age of 40 to get my undergrad. It's truly never too late. Fuck yeah. I want to be a baker. Hell yeah, dude. Merry Thursday, everyone. It's midnight here. I've managed to finish my laundry. High five. Good job. LLMs are not artificial general intelligence and cannot cause some kind of singularity. They will not actually solve anything. We can use ML techniques used to create those models to do some other work, but not in the way the companies are selling it. Sure, yeah. I don't really know what Jimmy is thinking when he says, like, AI will solve XYZ problem. I don't really know I haven't picked his brain to see what he means when he says that. Barbara's abandoning me to go hang out with Matt. God. I got my associates at 39, mostly because working full-time and letting work pay for classes. Yeah, like, I certainly don't think I have the flexibility that my sibling does to do a full semester, like a full-time 12 credit hours semester of college. Like, at least I don't think I'm well enough to do that right now and work. Like, I don't know, maybe community college is fucking cheap. So I don't know. I just need to start by taking one class. That's just start with one class and take it from there, probably. I'm still going to continue investing in my social media and my goals here. Like, by the way, speaking of social media and my goals here, we are so close to getting to 40,000. Look at this. So 1,043 subscribers. So if you want to really do me a Merry Christmas, I don't think it's going to happen before the end of the year, but I would really fucking love to hit 40K, like, before my birthday. Where is it? What am I looking at? Social Blade. College, I graduated high school 2 years late and then went on to teach college students. Hell yeah. I could be a teacher. Like that is a thing that I could do. You don't even need to go to college to teach college. That seems a little horrifying, actually. Mab says, speaking of laundry, that's my next career goal. Do my laundry for the day. Congratulations. Yum. Scary Christmas, indeed. Let's look at my projected growth. Sometimes I like to go over here to Social Blade and just check it out, you know, like projected subscribers. It's like, this is where it starts. Like, okay, you can see how much the channel grew. I subtracted views that day. Did I delete some videos that day? I don't think I did. Why did I get minus 4,000 views? That's weird. Anyway, so then I'll come over here to future projections. We can scroll in a little bit. Right now, it's projecting that I'll get to 40K in April, but I want to hit it much sooner than that. It comes in fits and starts. Sometimes I'll get a burst of subscribers and then the projections will get closer and then it'll slow down for a few days and then the projection starts to grow outward again. 40K. I just want to get to 40K. Please. I mean, I guess the actual goal is 50K, but maybe someone botted a video and YouTube removed the views. Maybe. Like, I don't remember deleting anything. That would have been Sunday, the 21st. Yeah, it's not a big deal. Just weird little bullshit that happens sometimes. Don't forget to get your mugs, by the way. Hashtag Team Lux represent at linemerch.com. Mugs. Also, we might be doing some kind of giveaway. I don't really know what the plan is, but allegedly tomorrow we're going to maybe do some kind of giveaways. And so I actually have 2 of these right now. And one of them is for me, and I think one of them might be for a giveaway that we'll do on the Line channel tomorrow. But I don't know any details. We'll figure it out. I have too many mugs. I know, right? I do have a couple that I could get rid of. I ordered the black one. Fuck yes, dude. Shout out to Javon. His is the funniest. Like, I think without question, Javon's is the funniest. The black one, very funny. And since Durante isn't working with us anymore, he literally is the black contributor to the... Yeah, it's very funny. I like how it's green on the inside. Yeah, super cute. It's green on the handle, too. It's green handle, green on the inside. Yum, yum, yum. Tea, coffee, yum, yum, yum. Although I do think that Jimmy's is funny. I got Jimmy's, the hide and seek with Jesus one. I got that for my friend for Christmas. It won't be here until next week because I placed my order a little late. But, yeah. Just checking some stuff on my phone. I'm thinking of running for a city council seat in 2027 or maybe state rep in 2028. Got to figure out how to sell the fact that I'm a transgender porn star, though. Listen, I have also thought about running for some kind of local office, but I'm always freaked out about like whether I'm going to I'm going to have to disclose my location, right? Like if I try to run for city council, then everybody knows what city I live in. Awkward. Dr. Ben, hey, says, who the fuck are you? Vote for my mug this year, not Lux. Which one is... I read them all out earlier. Which is Dr. Ben's? Dr. Ben says, drink coffee, not Kool-Aid. True. Drink coffee, not Kool-Aid. We've got some real bangers this year. It's like, if you were limiting yourself to only one mug, I would find it quite difficult to choose just one. Javon's is very funny. Jimmy's is very funny. The Monad is classic. I really like Big Brain Certified Hottie. That's a good one. Elect the Dolls, obviously. I like Support Josie. Yeah, there's just so many bangers. I love how Matt's. I think that this page is currently organized by which one is selling the most, and it's very funny to me that Matt's is at the bottom. God bless. Yes, yes, yes. See, the thing is that it's not an either or. You can buy a Dr. Ben mug and a hashtag Team Lux mug. Represent. Hold one in each hand. Yeah, lots of solid choices. And again, I don't know how long this is going to be open. I don't remember if it's 1 week or 2 weeks. Like, I guess last year was the first year that I contributed to the mug contest. So was last year like the first full year that I worked with the line? I guess it was. Tempted to get Infinite Jest, but there's actually no more room for mugs in the cupboard. That's when I at one point I purchased some things that like slide onto the bottom of like they slide onto the shelf, and then underneath there are hooks and they hang. So you clip the you take the cup and you go clip and it like hangs on there like this. Anyway, we have fun. We have fun. I will cry if anyone ever gifts me ceramic ever again. I do not want or need any breakable objects in my life. That's fair. Understandable. Just got to get 2. That way you always have a redundancy. Just kidding. They are stacked to fill the cupboard. No! Yeah, understandable. Listen, it's not for everybody. I completely understand the desire to not have yet more stuff in your space. I struggle with this. My partner wants to keep a bunch of stuff around, and I'm like, why? We don't have space. You don't have a garage. You cannot live like a man who has a garage when we don't have one. Get a mug tree. Yeah, just get a countertop display for your mugs. Build a special cabinet for your mugs. Horde for the horde. True. Why are us trans ladies called dolls? I don't actually know. That's an interesting question. I can't get rid of my 80s glow-in-the-dark Star Trek mug or my Ren Fair commemorative ones, the one from my local diner that isn't there anymore. Yeah. They're like collectible at that point. Or like, oh, if I get rid of this mug that my mother-in-law bought me, but then what if she dies, Anyway, I was only planning to do about 2 hours today, and we are slightly over 2 hours now, so my partner is home. He had a short day at work today, so I'm going to go give him some love and receive some love and finish doing a couple things around the house that I need to do before tomorrow. So, Merry Christmas. I hope that you all have a good day tomorrow. I'm planning to see you all on Sunday. I don't think I have anything between now and then that, I'm not going to be on any appearances or making any content or anything, I don't think, between now and then. So, unless maybe I jump on for like an hour or so if we do some kind of games or giveaway or something on the line tomorrow. Again, it's a little last minute, but oh, Lola, I'm so sad you just got here and I'm about to leave. Yes, happy holidays. Merry Christmas, happy Festivus, Merry Christmas, Adam, all those things. I hope that you have a decent day tomorrow. Take care of yourselves, rest well, love yourself, and I'll see you later.